Good morning, students. We have reached the final explanation of the chapter An Alien Hand. Till now in this story, the discussion was going on in the control room as to what action should be taken against the spacecrafts which are coming closer to them. And then there were difference of opinion. Sometimes they agreed, sometimes they did not agree, but all said the same thing. Let's not take any defensive action. Let's wait and watch what have they come to do, and in case they've come to do something nasty, then let's reciprocate. Rather, it is better not to prove that we are existing over here by giving any clear evidence of our existence. So by the end of this discussion, number one, number two scientists all are speaking over here, and then one announces, colleagues, the first spacecraft has landed. So we had stopped at page number 71, so we begin from there. It was a red letter day in Telu's life. A red letter day means a day of great importance because Telu was present over there. The day he was waiting for his father had at last taken him to the control room. For him, like, it was a dream come true because since so many days he had been trying to find out where his father goes and how does it look above the surface where he lived. From where he could see the alien spacecraft on the TV screen. What a funny looking thing, Daddy. What does it contain? Tilu asked. So he had never been exposed to all these things, but he's getting so inquisitiveness. So he declares the spacecraft to be a funny one, and he says, "What a funny thing it looks like. So why? What does it contain? You let me know." His father shook his head. "Can't say for sure. We are only allowed to observe it from far. But we can control all its parts and can exercise our power if it is up to any mischief." So he says, like, plan of action is not, it's not defined, it's not said, but what we going to do, but definitely if it's come here, we can control that particular spacecraft with our gadgets, our machinery, and then if it is about to do some mischief, then we can do something in retaliation. He pointed to an impressive panel with several colored buttons on it. So they were, like, that is a control room. So he saw different keyboard kind of a thing where different keys were there. Taylor looked at them wistfully. Now he was holding on to his anxiety and he was like wanting to see, like, kids are like this. When you show them something unique, they'll try to press and see what reaction takes place. Look, it's up to something, Daddy. Tilu suddenly noted some movement in the spacecraft. Others in the control room saw it too. All eyes were now glued to the screen. Glued to the screen means everybody was staring, gazing at the screen. A mechanical hand was emerging from the spacecraft. So because it was an unmanned spacecraft, so it was all connected to machines. So one hand kind of a structure came out of the spacecraft. It was approaching the surface of the planet. It bent and touched the soil. What was it up to? People crowded towards the screen for a closer look. The telescopic lens of the TV camera zoomed in to tip of the mechanical hand. So they had a very high resolution camera that zoomed in to see what is that particular mechanical hand trying to do. Tilu was staring at the control panel and its attractive buttons. So that was luring him, that was attracting him. An irresistible desire got hold of him to press the most prominent of all buttons, the red one. He moved. So he irresistible means too difficult to say no to. Okay, so that was so attractive. The red color button especially, it was the most important of all. Prominent means most important of all, and then clearly visible. And he moved to do what? Let's see. There was a shrill whistle and Tilu found himself the center of the attraction. So as soon as he pressed that button, a very shrill kind of a noise was made and everybody was staring at Tilu. His father pulled him away roughly and restored the red button to neutral position, but the damage was done. Now imagine what could have caused the reaction. What would be the reaction after pressing that button? Nobody knows. Like, we don't know. Let's see what happens. But his dad pulled him rigorously from the immediately he pulled him and then he neutralized the button's effect. But till then the damage had been done. Let's see what damage was it. The mechanical hand from the spacecraft ceased to work. It stopped. for a while, because it too also had noticed some kind of an unusual movement over there. At a press conference held by NASA, now please listen to this very carefully. At a press conference held by NASA, a scientist was briefing the world press. Everything has been going on smoothly with the Viking mission. There is a small hitch. Hitch means problem. The mechanical hand which was to dig out the Martian soil for examination has developed a malfunction. We didn't know the cause, but our technicians are confident they'll sort it out. So the Viking mission, the spacecraft which had gone, the mechanical hand which came out actually stopped moving. They don't know why did it do so. There was a malfunction, means there was an error in the machine, so it stopped working. But what was the problem? Nobody knew. And shortly afterwards, there was another press release from NASA. The mechanical hand is working again, thanks to the efforts of our technicians. Soil samples are being collected and examined. Soon we will know the answer to the question whether there is life on Mars. I don't know whether you got it or not. Tillu is not from planet Earth. Tillu belongs to planet Mars. And what he had pressed, actually that red button, had made the mechanical hand stop, as his dad had already said, that if it is up to some mischief, we can control its functions and stop its working. So that's the button for a while this inquisitive creature had pressed, and then the father neutralized his reaction. That means whatever he had done, he got back into normalcy. That moment, that particular mechanical hand had stopped working because of Tillu's mischief. And we are talking about us as humans, and you can declare now Tillu to be an alien because he doesn't belong to Earth, and a creature who is living outside the planet Earth's atmosphere would be considered as alien. Life on Mars, of all the planets is in our solar system, Mars is the nearest and in location and physical conditions to our Earth. So the scientists behind the Viking mission were hopeful of finding life on Mars, but they were in for a disappointment. The Viking mission found no signs of life on Mars. With the snap of a finger, this Tillu would have given us a clear idea. It's a made-up story, okay? Nothing to do with the reality. So, but still, it is so exciting to know that till now we were thinking might be this kind of a fiction story. Is that our life on the earth was affected because of something, and then we started living under the ground. But at the end, you come to know that those spacecrafts were sent by humans on Earth, from Earth, and it had landed on Mars, where Tillu and his parents and the entire people living on that planet who lived under the surface of the planet because something had gone wrong. So that all that can be related to planet Mars. So though he did some mischief, it was rectified duly by his father, not that they would have landed into trouble. So this is all for now. I'll be sending you the question answers. Read the chapter thoroughly. Mark the important points, especially who said to whom, and fill in the blanks the same way you've been studying all these days. Thank you, dear. With this, we finish the supplementary readers portion. Thank you, dear.